Welcome everyone. Welcome all quilters to the second annual Gentlemen of Grace, where we are excited to crown this year's Mr. Grace 2023. And boy, I will tell you, as this has been started, we've been in here for about a half hour, and there are tears of joy, tears of sadness, worries, frustrations, and obviously a lot of excitement coming your way as we go through here. With that, as always, as we begin to stream live, please make sure to add any of your comments. And let's go ahead and start off by talking with those who are with us here. Let's go ahead and introduce a few people that are joining us from Michigan. We have Donna Fields, welcome Kim from being with us, Kelly, Deborah, Barbara, Martha. We have several people. Start that chat going because we actually need your presentation, your support in choosing who will become Mr. Grace 2023. Before we start, we're going to look at saying hello to everybody, introduce who they are, returning people from last year, and also the winner. But let's go ahead and bring in, before we tell you who we've got here in front of us with our panel, last year's 2022 Mr. Grace 2022. So come on in, the winner of Gentlemen of Grace. Come over by me. This is Jarek Erznosnik, who was the big winner last year.
Yeah, it's been hard carrying this title all year.
So I was saying, a lot of the people, when we were talking around, the question is, Jarek, what have you been doing for the last year with this amazing title?
You know what? I've actually started working on my first quilt. It's not finished, but I have created a pattern and, trying to live up to this Mr. Grace title.
By the way, true story, working through the first quilt. Everything going well with that?
Yeah, it's going good. I just need to finish cutting all the pieces out, but it's a lot more work than you originally think it might be. So we're slowly getting there.
Now, those of you that are joining us, you might know that that's been the case as well. Some of you are not first-time quilters. You probably have a stack of quilts. So Jarek, what would you maybe say before we start to introduce some of these people? And I'm going to have you stay out here with just a minute. Any words of advice for what the champion of last year would provide in order to help somebody win this year?
Be a good quilter.
Be a big quilter. That's pretty loaded. So we actually have some funny things we'll talk about as we go through with everybody here as well. Be a good quilter. Anything else? Because I see a machine. I think we might have something interesting with the machine.
I mean, that has to do with being a good quilter.
Okay. Well, stay here with us as we introduce everybody. While we're doing that, please go ahead and add your comments, say hello, tell us where you're joining from. Again, just from a safety precaution, make sure that when you see comments, you'll see a little icon with Grace Company as we respond to questions or comments or insights as well. There we go. We got Jennifer from Missouri, Norma from Iowa. Thank you for being with us today. Mountain Misters Crafting with Jeanette. Thank you from New Mexico. Lehigh, Utah, just down here south, not too far. Janny Wall, thank you for being with us today. Brenda here, it says, can't wait to see your first quilt. So we already have some fans wanting you to post that. When might somebody anticipate,
coming the end of summer, I'd say.
Okay, that's good. I was thinking the end of 2024.
A little bit sooner than that.
A little sooner. All right, stay with us as we do this. However, so we're going to say to my right, I think this might be your left over here on the side, we have Corey, who works with us and does all of our big platforms, works with Amazon, several other groups that are out there. By the way, known as the heartthrob of Grace Company. So there we've got Corey. Corey, why don't you just introduce yourself to our audience and tell them a little bit about you.
My name is Corey. I've been with the Grace Company about 2 years now, and like Nathan said, I work with a bunch of different online channels, doing our stores and selling our products there. Originally from Idaho. I've been in Utah for about 4 years now, and yeah, I loved working with the Grace Company. Learned a lot about quilting and a lot of things that I never thought I would learn, so it's been great.
Corey, how are you feeling? Are you good? Are you comfortable? Are you feeling in the zone?
Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be fun.
Maybe we might just say the chevron of grace. So welcome, Heartthrob Corey. Next we have CJ. CJ, we will have to say, King of Grace Games. Now, those of you that don't know, we'll have you share a little bit of that in just a minute. But CJ, go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience.
So I'm CJ. I've been with the Grace Company for over 10 years now. I work on our ERP stuff and purchasing. So I'm happy to be participating in the games today. It's really exciting.
Now, one thing we will bring back up is, CJ, there was a comment made earlier, because there is part of the contest that you're going to see as we start, not necessarily probably one of the easiest. And I think your mother, by the way, is Carla, which you might know. We can give a shout out to Carla. Fantastic, amazing. She's been around the world. Grace Company, kind of the face of what we do with education. What did she say again as you came into this contest to try to win Mr. Grace 2023?
Oh, that if I don't win, she might disown me. I'm just
All right, now there's some little pressure. There we go. All right, there we are. All right, now, last year we also have a returning contestant, our Southern gentleman, Justice. Justice, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience as well?
Thanks, Nathan. I am back for a second attempt, so maybe we'll go through with first place this time. But my name's Justice Daniels. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Grace Company, and I get to work with a wonderful team that puts on productions like this and for all the advertisement and marketing materials you see. I'm originally from Tennessee and live out here in Utah now, so it's awesome.
All right, so those are with us really quick, Justice. From Tennessee, anything unique that you would say was unique to you and your childhood that others might relate with if they're from Tennessee?
Unique to my childhood. Maybe what I find the most is in Utah, it's a desert. I miss all the trees and the rain of Tennessee and those summer thunderstorms.
So was there alligator wrestling?
Oh, no, that's more Florida.
More Florida.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a little different. Raccoon hunting, frog gigging, fishing in the creeks, that's kind of where I spent my childhood.
Wonderful.
People find it different.
Now, Justice, last year, I know, he came into this like, I better not come in last.
Oh, yeah.
Or we were saying next year it might have to be the Gentleman of Grace 3rd annual with just Justice so that we can crown you.
Eliminate the competition. I might have a chance at winning. That's what I'm saying.
Wonderful. With that, we'd also like to now introduce our wonderful assistant, Laurel. Laurel, now tell us a little about you and your experience with Grace. Amazing. Wonderful. Yeah, okay, thank you. I hope you all caught that. Wonderful experience, years here with Grace. Everybody's like, what? Oh, well, that's one of our fun things we have today with Laurel. Thank you for being with us, our beautiful Laurel, as part of an executive accountant with part of the sales team, working with our dealers, working with some international parties, talking with you as customers and quilters as well. So thank you for being with us. So this is kind of the crowd that we have today. Returning champ, Jarek, any last words of advice again as we begin to move in and start talking about what's going to be happening today for the 2nd annual Gentleman of Grace?
When we really think about this, be a good quilter.
There we go. As again, can't overemphasize that. Be a good quilter is what we're going to be doing. Thank you, Jarek. He'll be with us to help us out on several other things as we go throughout this competition. So let's kind of continue with some of this safety, and please make sure to add comments. If you are not on the event platform, I want to share this up front. You might be streaming with YouTube. You might be joining us on Facebook. If you go to www.graceframe.com, up on the top under events, you can join the Gentleman of Grace. We're going to say you should go there and look at that because we actually want you to help. We have a little survey where you're going to be able to choose and select from you who might be the winner. So let's talk a little bit about what we have going on today. And boy, is this exciting. I've got this frame behind me, which will be part of it. We're going to start with some creativity first, which will have to do with feathering. Now, I've heard some people say, maybe what is feathering? If you're with me and you're one of the quilters who've tried feathering, I'm curious to see how do you feel, confident or not, regarding our Gentleman of Grace. In that, in addition to feathering, we're going to be doing pebbling and we're going to be doing echoing as part of this. So we're going to have you actually quilt. We'll have you as the audience judge their quilting. So we have that fun competition. Then the second thing we have in our contest will be knowledge. This is going to be trivia on the 16X machine. And with this, we have a sheet of paper. We're going to have you answer these. And so this kind of is how many do you get correct? So do you know about the products? And so we're excited to see your knowledge. We'll have a third contest as well that really is skill. Now, this is where Jarek was saying, you need to know how to quilt. And when I was talking about the machine, you need to know how to quilt. And that means your machine needs to be up and operational. So we're going to have you leave the room. We're going to have our wonderful assistant finicky and finesse with that machine just enough that it's not going to quilt the way you would want to quilt. And we're going to have you fix that. And we're going to do that timed We're going to go over those 3 things. So those are going to be some of the fun competition things. But here's some of the fun items as well. We are doing this because in June, we also have some amazing specials and deals that we would like you to take advantage of. We'll talk about those at that time. And by the way, you might have seen, if not know, that in July last year, we did the summer camp and we have Survival Island coming. And so we'll introduce to you what you can look forward to in July with Survival Island. And then we're going to crown part of our winner. But by the way, stay with us because we have a special announcement. We teased this here just a little bit ago, a couple days and about a week ago. In fact, several of you might have already signed up to find out more information, but you're going to want to stay with us because we're going to conclude with an announcement for part of the entire world of what is Grace Company doing, not just today, but what does this mean for you as we move into the future for all those that are sewers and quilters. What might this mean? So you're going to want to stay with us as we do this. So LJ, I know that you saw part of this last year as well. Do you feel like we're going to be here in for a lot of excitement? There we go. There's the excitement. And I'm going to come back over to Corey, Heartthrob Corey. Any last thoughts from you before we get going on this competition?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
All right.
Keep going.
King of Grace Co. Here we go. King of Grace Games.
It's going to be great.
All right, Southern gentlemen.
Any tips anyone has? Leave them in the comment. I need all the help.
There we go. Please make sure to keep your comments going because, again, we will use your comments. So if you're on your phone, if you're on your iPad, digital device, computer, make sure to find those comments. And if you can, again, let's go ahead and walk through where you can start to make sure to vote here for this first one. So let's go ahead and bring up our screen on the Grace Company. So this is the Grace Company website. Up top, we can select events, and then you can see we can choose Gentlemen of Grace. This then opens the screen, and right over there on the left, it says Vote for Mr. Grace. And when you click on this, and you scroll down right there in this promotion that will start here in just a minute, you'll have an opportunity to go ahead and select one of our 3 gentlemen that you are going to be choosing to be the winner. And again, you're going to want to do this as soon as we get into this first contest and complete it because we're going to start to tally those votes as we move through the Gentlemen of Grace competition. Okay, with that, as we get going here, this is about creativity. Okay, I want you to put your creativity hats on. Me, sometimes I'm just going to go build something, not sure if I'm going to be able to make something on the quilt side. But I have been called an inside quilter because I know about wood blocks and hammers and flattening seams and all those kind of things. Okay, and luckily you don't have to do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to have you come over to the machine. Yes, we have a camera on the surface, so they're going to be able to watch you as you do this. We're going to choose a space for you. And what you need to do is in that space, you will have 2 minutes to do 3 items. Again, feathering. You're going to be able to do some echoing and some pebbling. And that is what we're going to do. So we're really excited to do this. Let me just check anything else that we want to do before we move in. We're good to go. All right. Let's go ahead and bring up Heartthrob Corey. Woo! Come on, Corey. Again, this is the machine. A really quick, big right button on the right is going to turn it on. It is currently in our stitch regulating mode. So what that means is you can just move around freely. We have this amazing space right here, so you can fill anything you want in that space. What we're going to do is the other 2 gentlemen will get an additional clear space to go. So let me just quickly raise the needle here. Let's go ahead and put that up for you. And I'm going to move it over to that area. We can go ahead and put that back down. All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and bring on the timer. Now, we do have 2 minutes to do feathering, pebbling, and echoing. And we're going to give you, on your mark, get set, go right ahead, Corey.
All right.
Here he goes, moving it around. There we go. So it looks like he's actually doing some pebbling. If we can get a close-up of that, we're going to be able to see him doing all those circles. There he goes. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Some people like to talk about pebbling as doing grapes as well. If you think about it like grapes on a vine. A lot of people can do single stitching around the outside. Others love to fill them in. So there are a lot of variations you can do as you pebble. Now, Corey, keep in mind, we're down to about 1.5 minutes, so you're going to need to include some echoing and some feathering as well. I know when we talked about feathering, he was like, is that like fingers on a tree? Okay, not necessarily, but he was like, there we go, there's some feathering. Now he's got it rolling. Again, he'd probably say one of his first times doing this. Good job. Nice, looking great. We're down to 1 minute here, just right around the 1 minute mark, and I'll help us keep track of the time. Oh, that's the echoing. Can everybody see? This is the echoing. Go ahead and throw your comments in if they come through to this. Go ahead and let us show. I've got Cindy saying, go, go, go. Mountain Misters Crafting is saying, doing a good job, Corey. They look like little flowers. We've got people still joining us if you're coming in. Wonderful. First time, that's a great job from Marilyn. Coming down to about 30 seconds left. So we have 30 seconds to keep on going. It looks like now he can be even a little bit more creative with what he has. There we go. We got Susie mentioning in the comment, great job. Barbara, feathering better than I can. There you go, Barbara. A little practice, you'll be as good as Corey. All right, doing some pebbling on the side. We're coming down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop, Corey. There we go. Woo! There we are. All right, Corey. So really quick here. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
Good. I've never done those before, but
Heartthrob, Corey, that was pretty darn amazing. So you have a lot of fans that were saying, keep it up, good job, you're doing better than them. Wonderful, awesome. We're gonna have you go take a seat. We're gonna be bringing up again King of Grace Games. CJ, let's come on, here we go. We'll go ahead and give you a space. Let me lift it, I will move it directly over here to our other area. And this is where you can start. So this is the space in which CJ will be going. Now remember, there might be some disownment coming along from this, so, all right. And we'll be ready to go. 1, 2, 3, go ahead and begin.
It's not starting.
There we go. Big button on the right.
It didn't push the big button on the
All right, let's try this again.
There we go.
There you are. All right, there we are. Moving it along. Remember, we're gonna be doing 3 items: feathering, pebbling, and echoing. Coming along quite well. He started with the feathers. Ooh, anybody want to say something on that? He just jumped right into the feathering. Nice job. Let's keep some comments. We have a couple people. Tammy is saying, go CJ, make your mama proud. Make your mama proud. There you go. Hey, go CJ. Wonderful. We got Brenda saying, doing great CJ. A lot of encouragement. Now he's into the echoing phase. Into echoing. We're down to, on our time here, we're about with a minute, a little under a minute and a half left to go. He's going to be filling this whole entire space in. Coming down to about a minute, so keep on going, CJ. Remember, we're doing echoing, feathering, and pebbling is all part of this. Wonderful, look at that. Some serious concentration. Remember, we're going to need you to vote on this. So if you're watching and commenting, that is fantastic, but your votes will matter on who will be selected for this category on creativity. So make sure to know, you can go and do that on Grace. It looks like he's heavy into his pebbling. We're down to about 40 seconds. Keep that going, CJ. Other people still bringing in some comments. Diana is saying, amazing work. We've got Linda Brown Clark saying, great job, CJ. Keep it going, King of Grace Games. Way to go, keep it up. We're gonna be down to just a little under 30 seconds. We're now at about 20 seconds. Time's still going. He is doing a wonderful job. Again, with this, pebbling can be individual like this, singly. They can be filled in. You can make them larger. You can use them in more of an open space. You can stack them. There's a lot of different ways you can pebble, a lot of different ways you can echo as you've seen this. All right, we're gonna go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go, CJ, way to go. Woo, woo!
That button's not working.
Nice, woo! Okay, CJ, did you make your mom proud?
I hope so.
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. Way to go. Fantastic. Carl, if you're watching, maybe you can pitch in too and share some comments. Again, really quick, we're going to go ahead and bring up the Southern Gentleman, but before we do that, can we just quickly go back to show them where they were going to vote one more time, and let's bring that up on screen. This is a little impromptu, again, because we need your participation. So this is going to be on events. At the top, Gentleman of Grace. You're going to go into Gentleman of Grace, and just on the left, vote for Mr. Grace. And as you scroll down, you can go ahead and put that in there and tell us who you think the winner should be on your behalf. And we will use those, and we're going to tally those up here as part of our competition. So, all right, we're going to come back to the Southern Gentleman. Here we go. Let me go ahead and kind of get this set back where we're looking to get this done here. Give me a minute. We're going to move it all the way over, and I'm going to start you here on this corner. And Justice, really quick, maybe share with the audience, how are you feeling right now?
Feeling good. Feeling a little apprehensive, maybe you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, you came in last time.
Second.
Oh, second.
I mean, anything but first is last.
By the way, I'm just kidding. Just trying to razzle him up here a little bit. But he's going to do an amazing job. He's going to spin this 10 ways since Sunday, since you're the marketing guy, right? So no matter what, it's going to look good.
It's going to be great.
Okay, here we go. We're going to get your hands back on there. And I'm going to go ahead, and with this, you're going to be able to move it around. So go ahead and start quilting. We're starting the clock. And here we go, as Justice moves around. We're going to go ahead and take a close-up look at that to see what he's starting with on this as we move through this. There we are. We're going to be just a minute. There we are. I'll give you and talk you through some of what's going on. We're working on the camera shot here for just a minute. He has actually started with the feathers. Keep on going. Here we go. We're going to zoom on in with our second camera here. Get a good close-up of what is happening with our Southern Gentleman as he works through this. Not quite the same one we've had there, but we're going to keep that going. There we go. He's doing pebbling around the outside with what that is. So he's doing some pebbling around the outside.
Do I need to hit something for you?
He's now working through the feather, and we're going to keep him going. He's got about a minute left here, a little over a minute. We might give him an additional second here as we're continuing to do so. All right, as we continue to go here. And what we might do in just a minute here, I am going to see if we can maybe wheel the camera out and around so that we can get a little bit of a close-up on this. He's echoing, going around the outside. So here's the echoing as he's going around the outside. Keeps it going. We're down to about 45 seconds left. Keep it going. So we actually already have pebbling, we have echoing, and we actually already have the feather in the middle. So keep it going. Justice, keep on going. Southern Gentleman, we're down to about 30 seconds left as he's doing so. Okay, coming down to third. Let's see what all of our... I love the men enjoy quilting. And this is it a requirement that they learn about the art of quilting? That is a kind of a combo mix. We really try to get them all involved. The goal is the more they're involved with quilting, the more they understand what you as quilters are looking for and doing. So wonderful, great question. One of the other questions is what settings are they using? So that's a question about the machine. This is the stitch regulated mode. We're going to be down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. And with this, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just hold it there. Let's zoom in so everybody can get a little bit of a close look on that. We had a camera that was there we go. Oh. So that is there. That's nice.
Let me see that.
There you go. So here, let me help a little bit more. Hold it there, Justice. I'm going to go push this up like you're doing. There we go.
Can we see it? The best one on the sheet.
Oh, wonderful.
That's great.
There we go. And then he's like, man, I'm not going to be number one now. Tell me, how did you feel? How did you feel? Are you okay?
It was really fun. I thought 2 minutes would go by way faster than what it did because I was really nervous yesterday. I was like doodling, trying to practice. But it went really good, so that was awesome. Wonderful.
So thank you. We're going to have you take your seats. And from our lovely assistant, any thoughts from you as well? Wonderful. There you go. Great job, Justice. She said that was amazing.
Oh.
By the way, two lovebirds actually recently married. There we have it. Laurel and Justice, just so you know, passing that along there. So thank you for being with us today, and congratulations on the marriage.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for being with us and staying with us. Remember, I'm going to talk about two more quick activities we're going to do, but we're going to be introducing also something that's happening in July, so our Survival Island, and we have an amazing announcement at the end of this. So stay with us as we're doing this. Again, please add your comments. Make sure to know that we'd love to hear those, and we're looking for your insights regarding who will win the new title of Mr. Grace 2023. Contest number 2. All right, can I ask our assistants to go grab some of our questions as well that we'll be asking? Let's have you grab under your chairs is a Sharpie and a notebook. And what we're looking to do is we are going to ask you a question about the 16X machine and or line, and we're wanting you to answer that. This is a correctness. Are you correct with the response to this answer? The first one is, what color is my hair?
Peppered. No.
Nobody's right. This is worth the point. We're just making sure our pencils work, our pens and our paper. Black. Okay, I'm not saying that's black. Everybody's saying black. Maybe my hair's black. I'm going dark brown, but
Dark brown.
Yeah.
Really dark brown.
yeah. Well, there you go. It's because that special
dark
paste
brown,
in it
it's
today.
black.
It is nice for all of our quilters that are joining us. All right. First question officially will be. I'm going to have you hand me one at a time if you're okay with that. Here we go. Question number 1 is going to be phrased in the term of a question with the answer following it. Just kidding. All right, what Grace frames can the whole line of Cunique 16X machines fit on? Again, what Grace frames
All of them?
can... You don't want to give everybody the answer, Southern gentlemen.
Oh, I thought it was the
This is
first.
a competition.
Timely response.
That's
getting
next is timely
disapproval
response. This is
now.
good. This is
Sorry.
good. No, this is great. So it is all of them. If you're joining us, we would encourage you to answer these questions as well. So, hey, what frame can the 16 fit on? The line? It will fit on any one of the frames that we have. All is the correct answer. And by the way, Justice, good job.
I got
Congrats.
a little too excited.
You were first, by the way. So we're
Thank you.
let's have our assistants give you a round of applause for that. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. You were first. All right, next question. Have you take that one back from me? Okay, here we go. Next question is, what are the names of those stitching modes? Now, we haven't talked about this, but there are stitching modes that this machine has. One of our viewers was asking, hey, what are the settings that we were using for this machine currently? And we did have it in one of the modes. There we go. We have 4 again. He is showing that he is number 1. He does have those. Number 2, and they are actually all correct. It is cruise manual, based, and precise. What that means is precise is a stitch regulation. It precisely moves that needle and stops the machine. There is a cruise in which keeps that moving, basting, which is one if we're going to do big, large stitches to baste. And there are manual settings that allow that stitching to be manual as well. So good job. There we go. We've got those all tied up right now. We're going to move on to our next question. Here we go as part of the trivia. Now, if you're with us, go ahead and answer these as well the way that you might be thinking about. If you by chance own one of these products, you can chime in. And if not, we'd love to hear what you think. Here's the next question. What accent color does the Cunique 16X Elite have? So now, by the way, what that means is on our machines, we have a different model set for those 16s. And the color is one of those items that defines what it is. So there we go. And they are all right again. A dark gray, gray, and gray is correct. In fact, the machine that we have out in front of us right now is the Elite machine. That is obvious because we have the big screen. We have the coloring, which is this dark gray as well. The 16X runs with a dark, almost a navy blue, which is absolutely gorgeous. So thank you. But right now, we're all running together. So we're going to have to see if we can throw something you guys don't know as gentlemen of grace out there. Okay, next question is, the bodies of the Cunique 16X series were designed to mimic what? So let me rephrase that maybe. The bodies of the 16 series were designed to mimic what? And this might be something that would be hard for those that are watching and those that are here. Oh, they're getting it right. Oh, they're getting it right. They all got it right. It was a domestic machine. So we have domestic machines. Well, why? By the way, the reason we did this is it has this nice still casting on the inside, but instead of sticking that and letting that be on the outside, we wrapped it. We were able to add a lot more sophistication, some additional features and functions and build them into the system by making it look even more gorgeous so that it looks like it fits into your sewing space. So it does match and look like and was designed after domestic home sewing machines. Good trivia for those of you that might not know that. All right, what machine has a built-in calculator? Which one of these machines on the X series has a built-in calculator? Again, Justice is running through
No
this.
peek into
Justice,
glory.
there we go. Okay, I'm going to come back and ask: is that both of those? Is what you're throwing out?
Yeah.
Okay,
Define calculator? Just like
It
calculator,
does math.
like a calculator,
no, but
like.
none of them have a calculator.
Oh, Justice gets this one. Justice pulls ahead. It is the Elite only. The screen on the others are a little small, and then we have not programmed even on that touch screen for the small X series. We didn't build it in. So we do have a calculator on the Elite one as well. Wonderful, good question. All right, next question is going to be, is there a bobbin winder built into the machines? And if so, which machines might there be one? Are there bobbin winders built in to the Qnique machines? If so, which one? The answer is correct. Yes, all of the 16 series do have a high-speed optical bobbin winder. What that means is it spins and it does not have a physical item that touches the thread. It can sense how far that is, a quick on-off, and it winds them incredibly fast, and it is separate than the motor that runs. A lot of people ask, do you have to run the machine in order to wind bobbins? The answer is no. It winds them very, very quickly on their own independently, and it has some smarts in it that does that perfectly every time. All right, next question. The Qnique 16 machine series has unique lighting features. Where are they located? So the Qnique 16 machine series has unique lighting features. Where are they located? This is a little bit more difficult. If you're with us and you're joining us, think about the different things that you might do with the quilting machine itself. One is we move it over the surface of the fabric. Two, there are different things that we need to access. So we've got those pieces. Here we go. Wow, we're gonna start over here on the right with Justice. The answer is correct. In the throat of the machine, we have them. Let's kind of quickly kick over to the side here so I can just point this out to people. I'm not sure, there we go. So we have lighting in the throat. We have also lighting by the machine's needle, which is also what CJ said. So he has the throat of the machine and the needle. However, there is one more, and that is actually underneath in the bobbin case. There's one in the bobbin as well. So that would be a point for Corey. Our heartthrob and our Southern gentleman, Justice, get a point on that as well. All right, we're gonna move on. We'll just do a couple more, and then we're gonna move into our next activity here, and we'll tally up our points. So here is one of our second to last questions. If someone has the Qnique 16X manual, ooh, I love this question. Everybody listen, if I have the 16X manual, by the way, it's our most affordable machine, and this is actually in a combo starting with the frame at $32.95 this month, by the way. So this is pretty amazing, this 16 machine. If you have this in manual, can they get stitch regulation for it, is the question. So if I buy the manual machine, can you get stitch regulation for it? This is simple, kind of yes or no question. And if so, let me ask you this, what does that mean? But again, if someone has the Qnique 16X manual, can you get stitch regulation for it? All right, we're ready, we're gonna go here. Yes, there is an upgrade. Yes, and yes, it can upgrade. I'm going to give Corey, actually, our heartthrob, the true full answer. These answers are correct because you can get stitch regulation. However, it is only to the X series machine itself. So it goes from M to X. And so with this, I do want to give Corey the extra point on this because that is the most correct answer from what we have. Congratulations, Corey. So what that means, if somebody, just so you're here, if you decide, Corey, that you want to get into quilting, you can start, if your pocketbook allows you to, with this 16M, which is the most affordable machine at this size. Anywhere in the world you're going to be able to find like this, and that's literally the case for quilting that has been designed this way. And what's nice is if you want to add the stitch regulation, when you're ready, you can just pay that difference between the X series machine and the non-stitch regulated, the M, and convert it to a stitch regulated machine. So awesome. Last question we have here for everybody that's watching is, out of the Qnique 16X series, what machines have the edge warning features? So this is a unique patented feature that the Grace Company Qnique, the new series of machines, have. And what that does is, as you're quilting along and you're moving the machine around, then it bumps into the rails because you end up running out of space. This particular one holds and it warns you, like you back up your car, beep, 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 and when you move too far away and it's gonna run into the next rail. So this is a patented feature that you can only find on the Grace machines. And the answer is, Justice is right. It is actually both on the X and the Elite models, so congratulations. That will be our last question in this category of trivia for our Gentlemen of Grace. Let's give them all a round of applause. Good job, congratulations. If anybody wants to comment in here, it looks like a lot of people were answering those and giving us responses to those questions. Thank you very much. We're gonna move into our third. This is gonna be an industry, kind of everybody stand up for me. We're all gonna stand up, shake our legs out and our hands. This one's gonna be a big one. Okay, because this one, I think, as we talked about what this was going to be, caused a little bit of nervousness. You as quilters out there on both your domestic machines, if you ever moved into a mid-arm or long arm, and know one of the most important things to create a good quality stitch and the look of a nice and quality stitch, does anybody know?
Good tension.
What would it be? Okay, she is right. Southern gentleman, it was?
Good tension.
Good tension. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you all leave the room now. We're going to have you kind of exit through there for just a minute. We're going to have our lovely assistant mess up the tension. So lovely assistant, can I have you please, I will go ahead and hold those for you for a moment, have you rework with, oh yes, you guys
All
got to
the
go.
way out.
We cannot have you be watching. We're shooing them out of the room here. All right, go ahead and mess up the tension. We're going to bring one in at a time. We're going to time them. There we go. So she is going to go ahead. So let's maybe, there we go. What is she doing there? What does that mean? That's an interesting, that is one of the top areas. It's one of the tension discs. And so what she's doing is she is messing with a few things that makes it harder so the machine stitch will not be as pretty or as accurate. So she's doing a few things in unthreading and removing the thread in some of these areas. Now, if you look at that close up, you can see it actually shows you how to thread the machine. They might not notice that this is not still threaded correctly. And then she also pulled it out of that top tension disc, which helps the thread not pull too quickly off of the spool. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our first person. Let's bring in let's bring in Corey, our heartthrob Corey, if we can bring him on in here. All right, I'm gonna have you, assistant, if you mind holding that. Maybe we can have you move that off here. We'll put back up a timer, and we're gonna time this. All right, heartthrob Corey, I'm gonna have you come over here to the machine. And here's our goal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna time you. We're gonna give you 2 minutes to see if we can get this back up and going. I will be the judge of the quality of the stitch. Been doing this for 17 years, have done several quilts of my own, and this is one of the most important things that quilters will look for is, hey, how nice does that stitch look? So we're gonna go ahead and start that now, and you can get a rework on trying to get that up and going with where it needs to go. What might this be? What is he looking at? Right now, he is sewing, checking out the quality of the stitch, trying to decide if it's right. Now, little does he know, one thing that's a great bit to do is to look and maybe feel underneath the fabric also. You might can tell and see if it feels right or feels wrong underneath it. There we go, he's looking, it looks like he's looking at a couple things. Another quick hint is, there are guides on the machine that also show how things should be threaded. Are we doing it? Is it threaded correct? It does look like there's a few things that have been done. All right. Here he goes. He's still checking. Eyes are down. Focused very closely in on that. Yeah, rub your hand under there. See, how's that feeling, Corey? Is it a little bit loose on the bottom? Does it look like if I were to take something on the top like a pick, can I pull some of the thread up? Is it nicely nestled between the two? We could have done some different color thread. That would have helped too, but that's all right, we're good. This gets a little bit more difficult for you as quilters when you use different color on the top and different colors on the back of your quilt when you're quilting. So, because you want to make sure they nestle right in between the 3 layers. So you end up with your fabric on the top, you have your fabric on the bottom. Okay, we're running down. We've got a little over 30 seconds still. You can be done anytime you feel like you're done. You don't have to take the full time, Corey, if you're good. Because if you feel like you can do this as soon as you're good, we'll go ahead and do a check on this. So he's doing some check. All right, there we go. So it looks like that was 1.5 minutes. All right, Corey, I'm gonna have you kind of just hang out here with me. I'm gonna have you hang out to my right. I'm gonna take a look at this. So a couple things that our assistant Laurel did for you is she did remove it out of this top tension disc. So let's take a look at that. I am seeing that is in the disc. Now here's something else. When it is in the disc, you can't just run it around the outside. What you want is you want it to be pulled in. A lot of times we call this kind of like flossing your teeth. You need to pull it in. I'm looking at the thread here, and it is pulled into the second disc. It is around here, this idle piece. So it looks like it is threaded correctly. It is going through the right holes. Now, the last thing we can say is I think our assistant also adjusted the tension. This one can be adjusted a lot or a little bit, depending on the type of thread that you use. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of quilting here for myself and just check this out. I'm gonna see how this is gonna feel and how it's gonna find out. I'm gonna bring it up. All right, there we go. I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna put my hand underneath there. I wanna feel that as well. And I think that feels pretty darn good. I myself like a little bit more tension because I can feel it on the bottom a little bit, but I do think it's pretty darn well good. If he were gonna use this and he were to quilt with this, I think he would be very, very happy. I am going to say, from Corey's perspective, I think you did a great job on that. Good job. We'll have you take a seat. So that was 1.5 minutes, getting that back into operating condition by working through, checking out where it was threaded, how it was threaded. All right, assistant, we're going to have you go ahead, take this back out of specs again from the tension perspective again as she does so. So what she's doing again is she's going to be taking and looking at different parts of the machine in order to change the tension on the machine itself. Seeing what she's doing over here. Oh, doing something a little bit different than we did last time. Oh, that's a good one. That's a great one. All right, we're gonna take a quick look. Let me see what we've got going on there. Okay, that's good. All right, so a little tricky. All right, we'll go ahead and invite our next one in. We're gonna have CJ, King of Grace Games. Let's have CJ come on back in. All right, here comes CJ. All right, our lovely assistant CJ definitely did some things to this machine. So come up here next to me. Let's get you in front. All right, how are you feeling about this next challenge here?
Hopefully better than the trivia portion.
I think everybody did pretty good, by the way. I was surprised. I was like, man, we need some harder questions. So they know the products quite well. In fact, CJ, one of the things that we do with our company is when we have a new product, everybody gets a chance to come and experience that. They get to be trained and taught and learn. So obviously this guy knows his gig, and he goes with us to some shows. So he has we have the opportunity to have him travel with us, and hey, you might see him coming soon. We do have a show coming up. Where's your show you're going to be going to, actually?
The UK.
Going to the UK. Festival of Quilts is a big thing. So be there, be square. If you're watching from there, know that Grace Company's coming. We've got a lot of fun things happening out there. All right, CJ, we're going to put the timer on.
Okay.
And we're going to give you the start. 3, 2, 1, go ahead. And we're going to give you around 2 minutes here to try to fix this. If you finish earlier, let us know. We'll do a little bit of a sew off and a check on that to see how it all goes. And this is one of the good things. Remember, if you're at home and tension does not work on the machine the way you feel like it would, sometimes people just rethread the entire machine because there also can be lint that gets caught. Now, that's not something that we've done. We haven't thrown lint in somewhere, but thread and lint can be caught inside of the tension discs. Oftentimes, the thread itself is not nested or pulled into those discs. It might miss a disc completely by being behind, and therefore it looks like it's actually done correctly, but it's not. And so here we go. We're down to about a little over a minute left here, right around the minute mark, CJ. So keep on going. Let me know when you get to a spot if you feel like you've been able to get this fixed. I'm looking at one right now that I see that can cause a big issue that's pretty obvious that still has not been caught by the CJ, King of Grace Games, and he is looking. Man, is he looking. Maybe not in the right place, but he is looking. Keep going. Follow that thread line there, CJ, is going to be my recommendation. Follow that thread line from the beginning to the end. From the beginning, one more time, from the beginning to the end. Oh, so there we go. Nice. We do want that to come directly up off of the cone. So we don't want it to be pulled from an angle. If it pulls from an angle on the thread, it actually can cause the thread to break quite easily. And then you end up also potentially with spots that are tight and not tight. So again, we want that coming directly off the cone up to the top.
All right.
It looks like that's what he's done. Are we good? You feel like you're good? There we go. Just was 1 minute, 50 seconds. That was a good one. That was a great one. All right. So I'm going to take a look. I'm going to do this really quick. Hold on.
Gotta look at eye level.
I can move that a little bit for our camera there. Okay, so here we're going to take a look. Now, one of our assistant, Laurel, what she did do is she did take it off of the top. It looks like it is in, let me just check here. It is in the discs nicely. It looks like it's around. Now, here's one other thing I'm going to look at is I can see that that knob is all the way out. Now, this is something we can't see from the top. Often that might mean we have looping from the back. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to move it around. My guess is, CJ, that we're probably going to have a little bit of some loose tension on the back. This is one of those ones where if you get going and you get through a row, people start getting, and they start using bad language and they use interesting symbols because you have to unpick. Yeah. Now you can share with me how much you might love the word unpicking. Some of you might do that as a pastime hobby. You're going to go do a bunch and unpick it, but generally that is not the case. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I'm going to bring this up here in this front area so I can fill it. Now what's interesting is normally you can't not see this on the top. So the top, it looks like it's all going to be just as good as it needs to be. And I'm going to stick my hand underneath here and fill some of this. There we go. We're going to stop that. I'm going to put my hand underneath and I want to fill that. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. What we can say is sometimes when it pulls really, really tight or it's really loose, it causes what we call like railroading, where the thread simply sits underneath the surface of the fabric or on top. I'm going to say that this one was quite not as tight as I would want. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that up. And again, when you're using a long arm machine, don't be gingerly with the knob. You wanna be a little bit more aggressive. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on again. If anybody's watching as we do this and you see those red lights flash, that's one of the features of the machine. Let me feel that again. Okay, that does feel a little bit tighter. CJ, I'm gonna have you help me with this so you can look at this. I'm gonna have you feel with your hand here for me, right here on this one. Then I'm gonna have you feel over here. I want you to see, is there a little bit of a difference on there? There's a little bit of a difference. Great job on that. So we're going to keep him. I'm going to say that was about a 90% closeness on that. And by the way, in a minute 90, if we were doing this and you're at home, normally what we do, by the way, is we don't do this on your quilt. You would do this on a test piece, and so you would have more time. But the process he used was exactly what you would do at home, looking at the threading, look at its guides. You're going to do a little bit of a test piece. You're going to then check top and bottom, and then you're going to work the knob. And literally, it's not any more complicated than that. So thank you very much. All right, let's bring in our Southern gentleman. Oh, wait, sorry, just kidding. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for shouting that out. That really caught me there. That was good. Okay. All right, go ahead and let's mess this up one more time. Here our assistant goes. Laurel is working through this, doing some things a little bit differently this time. And by the way, it's been different for every person, which has been pretty good. So.
Got to check eye level sometimes.
That's a good one. That was a good one. CJ said sometimes you check eye level. He's a tall guy, so you need to be maybe looking at things that are at the level you normally would be standing. So there she goes. She's done a couple items. All right, there's 2. There we go. Okay, we see that one. There's something missing there. And another one is that it is, around and not in is what that is. So it looks like it's in, but it's not. That's a tricky one. All right, Southern gentlemen, come on in, Southern gentlemen. Now, as we bring in the Southern gentlemen, again, remember we want you to stay with us because we're going to talk about this as one of the finding contest pieces. We're going to talk about the June deals, but stay with us because, again, remember we have that special announcement. We're going to talk about the June Survival Island, and then we're going to be talking about selecting our winner. And then we'll be doing a last promo for everybody on something that's coming out here this fall. All right, Southern gentlemen, I'm just going to ask you again. I want to find out again how you feel about this piece here.
This is maybe the most nerve-wracking because there's a lot that can go into this from my knowledge, and I don't quilt as avidly as maybe I should to know.
Okay, so now let me just tell you, we're not trying to make it super complicated. There's a few simple things. Again, lovely assistant Laurel has done some great jobs. A great job of being able to do a few things. So we're going to give you 2 minutes to try to solve our problem, and then I'll do a testing when we're done. Let's go ahead and start that clock. We're good to go.
Thank you.
There we go. 2 minutes on the clock. And I'll kind of keep you informed as we're doing. So take a look at that. Again, Justice is now assessing the situation, looking at the thread and where it goes. Is it going through guides? Oh, it looks like he's seeing something. What is that? He is catching number 1. That's a difficult one because often, because the thread looks like it loops around, there's that thread tensioning guide and there's a bolt. It was actually to the left of the disc. And it looks like it's threaded correct, but you missed the tension discs. There's actually 2. One on a left and a right side that squeezes the thread together. It looks like he might have found the other one. Here you go. He's looking at that again, it looks like. Checking to make sure that the thread follows the guide as it would. So he's looking at that. There we go. Did we find part of the other? Oh, he found the other one as well. So that it was out of the guide that was down by the needle. And let's see, he's going to be doing some testing on this. Now, I'm not going to be giving him any other tips because I was making sure we keep this fair for everybody else here. I'm going to do a test on this. Justice, you can let us know when you feel like you're ready to go for me to test this. And then I will go ahead and come up and we'll do some sewing off.
Yikes.
I think you're good. I'm not sure.
It's just way loose.
So go ahead and sew through some of it out until you get to a spot if you want. That's an easy way to do it. Just go ahead and sew through it. You can lift the needle up if you want with a single stitch and pull out some extra thread. Or go to an area, then you can go back up top and look at that. Keep going until, there you go. That looks like if you look up top there, Justice, that it's normal. So I think you're fine.
Yeah, I think we'll call it because
okay, there you go.
I don't know what else.
We're going to call it there. It was about a minute 40. So that was pretty good. Minute 40 there is what it took for him. So there we go.
Should have called it
I'm going to take a look at this here. It is in the guide. It is there. The tension knob is, again, this has been a big one where people haven't necessarily checked and they haven't run the test by loosening or tightening this all the way. I think it looks a little bit tighter. We did catch the guide and down here on the side of the foot. So this does look good. I'm going to go ahead and do some testing and quilt with what you have right here for a
I
minute.
ended up tightening it up when I shouldn't have.
That's
Because
good.
it was like loose. And
There we go. I'm going to do some areas there. I'm going to do a stop to this. I'm going to fill this. I want to fill underneath again. We actually are feeling like it is pulling up, so I am not very loose. I feel like, if anything, I might slightly loosen this a teeny bit, but I think, to be honest with you, this has been one of the most closely... I'd probably loosen it just a little bit. There we are. So those that are wondering what I'm looking for is often if thread gets pulled tight at the top, it can do what we call eyelash a little bit. So the other two were a little bit loose on the bottom. Yours was slightly tight, but I would have to say, I think if I were here with what I was quilting, when you took this quilt off in the back, you'd be very happy. And I think at the top, depending on your quilting, you would also have been very happy. I'm going to say that out of these, again, this was very, very close because everybody solved the biggest problems. What we ended up with was the tension. I did feel like I only lightly adjusted yours down. They were two about even between Justice and Corey. Corey's was a little loose. Justice, yours a little bit high.
He does it all the time.
CJ's was good, but I felt like I did need to tighten up a bit more than the Corey one on this. So let's go ahead and have some of our people that are commenting actually, because really, I think it's a tie up or down on this. Ooh. Yours would have had a little bit of extra eyelashing on the back. Yours a teeny tiny bit on the top, but they were very, very close. And I think if I were a quilter, and I'm not quite sure that I probably would not have noticed this on the quilt from the two of those. So great job in doing so. Let's see what people are saying here. Go ahead and chime on in. We got Marilyn and we've got Gail. Anybody? Corey. We got some Corys going now. You are the heartthrob, Corey. So this might lean your way, but you better turn on your Southern charm. I don't know if you want to tell us a story.
The whole time. I don't need to say anything more.
Yes, he was talking about a story about riding the horse and getting up in the morning.
Yeah, waking up.
Yeah, no, there we go. Yeah, so, all right, we've got a lot. We got Corey. We got some Tien. Karen saying Tien. I'm not quite
Tennessee.
Sure. Tennessee. Yeah, capital Tien.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh man, I'm gonna bring out. Okay. We're going to have to go to our wonderful assistant because this is really tight between the two of those. And so we're going to go. I'm not sure if our winner last year has anything that he wants to chime in on this. No, we're good. Assistant, if we're going to be taking one or two on this one, which are we going to be selecting? Oh, wait a minute. I've got something. 1, 2. Oh, choose behind the hand. Okay, are we looking for high number, low number? High number, low, what is this? The number that you have.
Oh.
Okay, so go ahead,
You're
Corey.
picking
Which
one
hand?
or two behind.
Which one?
2.
So no, you choose which hand, and it depends on if you're first or second. Okay. Yeah. So here we go. This is really special.
Complicated.
This is this is how the conversation usually happens. It's in silence sometimes, and we know, right? It was good. All right, what's gonna be, Corey? Left or right arm? Left arm. Left. Oh, that means number 1 goes. Are we just? Oh, so then we do it again. Okay. Okay.
Oh, so that's 1. I'm number 2, and he's number 1.
He gets to do it again.
I'm second place.
Oh, winner. Yeah, that's what I was saying, right? Because he was number 2. Wow.
I'm second place. He's first.
Wow.
This is going south.
This is good. Number 1. All right, winner. Number 1. Corey. Woo! That's what we needed. Thank you for bringing us home. Okay, so thank you. Let's go kind of really quick. Let's go back to Corey. How are you feeling about what you've done here as part of your competition?
Good. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was definitely close. I mean, I feel like we all did really well with everything. So it was
really awesome.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. CJ, how about you? Where are you standing? I feel like you're doing a little too much thinking here. I think you did pretty good, man.
I'm not sure where I'm at, but I'm feeling okay about it.
Now he's like me, the silent competitive. Like I get pretty competitive. I just don't talk a lot about it. I think you did really good. I think there was a lot of this was tough. All right. Southern Gentleman, how do you feel you did?
I think I did okay. I think I've
So are
just
you
had a lot
third
of
place
fun.
this time?
Probably not.
Because you were like, I'm second. I'm not feeling a lot of confidence coming from you.
No, I feel like I could have. I think I won it, but
Okay.
There's still the voting we got to see.
All right, so right now what we want to do before we announce the winner, we're going to talk about June deals that we have going on the 16 and a few other things. Let's bring this up on our screen. Stay with us because I am going to talk about the specials that we have going on. We're going to then do a quick promo for our Summer Survival Island Camp, then crown the winner, and then we're going to finish off again with this amazing announcement. So right now in the specials, if you go to the Grace Frames website, you can also get these specials at a local dealer if they're a Grace Company dealer. At the very top, you can select Shop Now. On the banner, you can also see that we have several of those specials. And if we scroll down, one of the first specials that we still have, if you have not seen, or if you have seen the Cutie frame but have not bought one, you might be thinking about that you're out there and you're going to be traveling. You've got a vacation coming up. You've got something else. Maybe it's a golf trip. Maybe you're doing tennis. Maybe you're going to visit the grandkids. Maybe you just finished with a graduation somewhere. There might be a birth in the family. But think about some of those things that you've got going on. At the end of the day, if you are quilting or if you have quilted, it's really getting to a spot where you can finish those quilts. This frame is a 4-foot frame that will let you use the machine in your home that you already have and allows you to finish quilts easier than any other method outside of getting into those mid or long arms. You can see that it's on sale for $589. This frame is normally $1,200. This is a 50% discount and sell. Take advantage of it. You might not need to use this today, but if you get it now, when you're ready to get back into quilting, you'll be able to quickly and easily put this together. It is very simple. It's easy to set up, easy to store, can be stored in a closet, can be on any kind of a surface. You might do this on the dining room table. It has a lot of great features. It's made out of solid steel with aluminum. Then we have some special polycarbonate components that are the clips that are meant to last the entire lifetime of the frame. So some amazing deals. Let's look at really some of the things that we did here at the show. And by the way, there's some bundles you can add to that, but we're going to keep on going down to the easy, powerful quilting. This is the 16 series I talked about. Look at the price of that M-class machine. $2,999 gets you into a mid-arm quilting machine. There are not any other mid-arm machines you can go look at all of our competitors. You can look at what everybody's trying to do, but you're not going to find the innovation that you're going to see here. The quality of the build, the features, and the functions that runs across the entire 16 series. Again, that manual machine is just under $3,000. You can get the stitch regulated version of that same machine with the touchscreen. It has that edge warning. All these do have those throat lights. That one's $3,999. And of course, the Elite machine on sale for $4,999. Again, each one of these is a little over $1,000 off. If we scroll down just a little bit more, you're going to see that you can actually combine those and combo them with a frame. So if you think about that M machine, putting it on that Cutie, you'll be right under that $3,600 mark. $3,588 gets you into a completed system that allows you to finish quilts. We have the right frames for your space. We do have hoop zones, a Q zone, our Q zone hoop, or our hoop quilting frames that are a little bit larger that come with permanent legs. We have that in our professional version as well, called the Quilters Evolution Hoop Frame. And then obviously those machines will fit on our premium and our top elite frame, the Quilters Evolution Elite. Those frames can go out to 12 feet. So there are several selections that you can bring into your home. Here's one of the things. If you buy that in a combo, if we keep on scrolling down, you're going to see that we're actually adding in this amazing complimentary, we call it the Ultimate Cutting Collection. And in the system, you're getting our ergonomic cutter. By the way, there is not another cutter on the market that will do what this one does. They have a patented tracking guide. That cutter locks over the edge of the rulers, keeping you in place. If any of you out there that are watching have one of these, I would love to have your comments, share your thoughts, making cutting easier, safer, and more accurate. It's coming in with 5 packs of blades. You get the 360 circle cutter. You get the 24 by 36 cutting mat with a non-slip pad underneath it. You're going to be getting 3 packs of the rectangle rulers. You're getting the 3 pack of square rulers. You're getting the 3 pack of our triangle rulers. And you're really getting a whole bundle, 9 different rulers. Then you're also getting 5 packs of true grips. Now that is a gift. If we kind of come back here to the audience here, this is a gift that we're throwing in if you buy that in one of those combos. I believe maybe even just with the machine, I'm thinking, or is it with the combo?
It's when you bundle the system.
When you bundle the system. So this is one of those system bundles for June. Yeah. Just so you know, we were looking at some things last month, and right now, again, as quilters are out there, you might be thinking, is now the time or not? Again, reach out to your different dealers. Some of those have some financing options available, and those prices are pretty darn rocking right now, and
Yeah.
especially with that entire super ultimate cutting collection in addition to it. You can reset all those. By the way, those cutters work with the rulers you already have. Those rulers work with the cutters you already have. Those mats work with all the other things you already have. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say we actually have free shipping going now until next Monday as well. So now is a great time.
Wonderful. So take advantage of the free shipping
Yeah.
on any of these advantages. The Cutie, the 16 in a combo with the free premium gift. Let's Brian, really quick, can you see that screen? I'm trying to think. I think that cutting combo is over $500. It might be actually.
It's over 400. It's like 470. Right about
So just
the
under
value of that.
$500
Yeah.
of value for that ultimate cutting combo. All right. So thank you for. If you have questions, log on to graceframe.com. You can find a dealer there as well. Take advantage. This machine that we've been using today, that the gentlemen of Grace have been kind of nicely demoing for us. This is the elite version that has the large 7-inch display. It does have a few other features on it as well. As you look at this amazing machine, absolutely gorgeous. When we brought this out, people felt it was a great shift from what was only steel metal machines. This actually has all that technology inside of it. We've just been able to gorgeously package that to make it look right in your home. So we're really excited to have that as well. But let's go ahead, before we go ahead and crown our winner, let's go ahead and run our Survival Island teaser for you that will be coming up here in 2 weeks at Grace Company. Again, Summer Camp Trailer, Survival Island.
That's gonna be it.
Boy, doesn't that look like fun?
That's really cool.
That
Yeah,
sure does.
I
That
love
is
it.
awesome. Be looking forward to that. We put a lot of love and care into this. We have a lot of people behind the scenes. So let me just do a thanks to all those quilters who are joining with us today and have stuck around. We're going to be doing a quick giveaway for those of you that are with us, and anybody who's commented. We're going to drive through and select. If you're good when we do this, do we have a person or can we choose one from each platform?
It's for the people who voted.
Okay, so this is coming from the people who voted. We have selected from those individuals who put in a vote. Again, we would encourage you in the future, if you're not on the Grace platform, by the way, these type of videos also, when we're done, go into an additional platform we have. We're connecting those, and it's etched together where all the content is going to be.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to be. But again, go to those platforms. There's a lot more engagement. We get you updates. Again, we really try to take care of you there too. It's where all of our major events happen. So again, we've got a winner. Let's give them away. Then we're gonna have our lovely assistant crown Mr. Grace 2023. All right, so the winner is Kristen Hunter, and this is our medium true cut combo is what
That's
we're giving
awesome.
to you. And the medium true cut combo comes with Devin. I am thinking this is going to be a 45 millimeter cutter. This is also going to come with our large ruler. So this is our quilters combo. It's also going to come with a set of true grips for the back of that. And then I'm going to throw on the rotary blade sharpener. Oh, the electric rotary blade sharpener as well. That's a little over $170. That's a nice combo.
That's a pretty
So
good
that's a
combo.
beautiful combo.
Really good one.
I think somewhere around there. So there we go. So that's what we have. Kristen, if you wouldn't mind, we're going to have her. Oh, we've got your contact. We're going to reach out to you, Kristen, and we'll give you, and we'll find out a way to get that shipped over to you. So congratulations, Kristen. All right, now here's the big thing. This is what we're doing, all the tallied up votes, everybody's comments, and what we have, our wonderful assistant. If you're going to go ahead, we're going to have you announce that. We're going to talk about the orders. Jarek, we're going to have him bring our winner of 2022 back up. Jarek. All right, Jarek, come over here for a second. I'm going to have you hold that for just a moment. So I'm going to have you. Okay, so now, how was this year? How was the competition?
It was some fierce competition. I really enjoyed the challenges this time.
It was.
The tension one was really fun. That was really fun to have her
was cool.
mess that all up and see if they can get it
That
back
was
together.
good. I was pretty impressed. A good way differentiating the mess ups too. So let me ask. You said one of the biggest skills or things you should be doing was what again?
Be a good quilter.
Be a big quilter. All right. And this would help you. So if you're out there and with us, any advice for the quilters who have been watching today that you'd like to share?
Don't give up and just be okay being not as good when you're first starting, because everyone starts somewhere, so you got to start just scribbling around and having fun. That's my biggest advice for everyone.
I love that. One thing I think about when people, one of the biggest holdups is they go and put their beautiful quilts on there and they're like, oh, I don't want to mess it up. I say, don't put it on there.
Yeah.
Put something else.
Yeah, you want to put, like, you can draw in a book as well, or just put something on there that you don't care about too much and just have fun scribbling away, because you get lost in it real quick and then you become real good at it. So
Yeah, there you go. So that's what we're looking for. So now, Jarek, we have, and we're going to be crowning. We're going to start with our third place. So we have our third place platform, our second and our first. So let's go ahead and recognize third place. And third place is...
it is CJ is in third place.
CJ! Woo!
Good job, CJ.
All right, now we're going to be moving to second place. And second place is...
A little bit more of a drum roll for this one, and it is going to be Justin.
Yes! We're in 2 years for two. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. All right, great. And then number one.
And we have Corey.
Corey.
Good job, Corey.
Wonderful, Corey. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to have our lovely assistant crown them. Oh, Jarek's going to give you another little bit of something that's awesome. This is so cool. Look at somebody made a sash. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Let's come over here for a minute and we'll hang out there. So there we go. That's what we've got for the winning lineup. What we would like to say, as we kind of have just finished crowning Mr. Grace 2023 Corey, wonderful congratulations on all that and all the effort and the initiative. All those who are watching with us, we really appreciated you joining us. Share this with friends and family that you might think would be interested in, who's in quilting or would might be interested in getting into quilting. Our goal, if I were to have Carla here, she says, really, we're trying to help you in the place of comfort, what you love doing most. And if that is quilting, if it's, piecing things together, we just really want to help you with tools across all of that place. Everybody here works very hard. Everybody behind the scenes. I know all of our dealers are out there trying to do what we can to help you in your lives. With that, as we conclude again, look to take advantage of any kind of specials or discounts. And as a group, we're going to leave you with this most amazing trailer, but I'm not going to bring this trailer up quite yet here. I'm going to keep you for just a second. I'm going to come over to Justice. And Justice,
Yes, sir.
You've been spending months, I think, in your
lot of
team.
time.
So just quickly tell them, what is it that you've been working through and on, and what might they be excited to be looking forward to here?
Well, it's not just a product. I'd say it's a bit of a movement in the industries of sewing and quilting, and what Grace's passion really is, connecting with quilters, building a community. And I think this product embodies what we're doing here, the fun that it is, and just being authentic to being quilters. So we're pretty excited to show this teaser trailer. There's going to be a sign up for a wait list on this product. So if we're not back here, go check that out. You can see that on our website, and then there's also a Facebook ad out there.
So with that, Justice, let me kind of tell you, is I've looked at this. Now, again, just so you know, as quilters, we have several individuals that quilt. We're out there at events all the time. Carla is very passionate. We actually put together educational and training pieces. We've been around the world doing this. And as we continue to see this, our goal is to find what we get asked a lot. We get asked several questions over and over, and we say no, we say no, we say no, until finally we're like, there are so many quilters asking this question. How do we solve this? And with that, our engineering team, Ingenious, they reach out and connect with quilters. We decide what the features and functions are of products. We don't just design something to design it. We design it because you have asked for and you have needed something, or you've wanted something on the machines or the systems. And this is kind of a culmination. This is one of the biggest things that I would say is differentiating now the sewing and quilting world. We believe we are creating a new space for those who are sewers and who are quilters, and bringing these things together in one of the best ways and one of the most affordable ways and one of the easiest ways as a whole. And with that, we're really excited to run this teaser and this trailer for everybody. And thanks for being with us, and be looking forward to more with upcoming Survival Island and a lot more on what we're here to tease you for.